Hey traders, welcome today to the Discord analysis. So it's going to be a quick one. Not a ton happened today. Remember, today was a holiday in the US, so markets very, very low volumes. We closed early at 1 p.m., but now starting tomorrow officially, we're going to enter the best 4 months of trading of the year. September through December are generally the best months of the year to trade with the volumes and everything. So this whole summer low volume lull is going to be over, and we're going to look into some good months coming up now with higher volumes in markets. So weekly chart, pretty much just barely opening, so not a lot to say on the weekly so far. Here you can see, since it's a holiday, then usually it'll consolidate the candle into a single daily candle. So this was our candle on Friday, and this is now the Monday and Tuesday candle that's forming, that's combined right over here. So you can see we did have a push down. Overall today, just pretty sideways. If I open up here, you can see we opened up Sunday night here, and we pretty much just ended up just ranging back and forth here. We're establishing now this level 64.65 as an important level, which is right above our main area again, the bottom edge of the low volume node that we have here. Also, weekly profile, we're establishing right here as well. But overall, as I talked about before, this is the key area, 64.50s, that we want to see price holding so we can stay within this range. Otherwise, we're going to have the next area coming on here if we get down into the 64.40s, which was the lows from last week there. Today, right at the open, we opened up right around here, and this was the first target to the upside. We can see we almost, it was just like a few points away, but this was pretty much the target I was looking for, to fill this move back in towards the top edge area of this node into this broken support on Friday. And we pull right back there, and then we just ended up the consolidation over here. So zooming out, downside again, looking for 50s to hold, but next target 64.53, 64.40, 64.30. If we get down here to the daily level where we're already going to be into this territory of this other node, and we still have that little single sprint in this area as well, right around the daily that we're going to look at in just a second. Weekly profiles in the hourly chart. So we're still respecting this overall area here. Let me make this thinner, that we were talking about all last week. You can see this whole low volume node area of overlap between all these previous weeks that we had. And so far we are still respecting this level. Strong close through this, and then we will look at the cluster of lows here, and then after that, this set of highs here that was broken to the upside, and we would also have the single fills right around this area. To the upside, we just keep holding this level, and then we just start flipping and making higher highs, higher lows, coming for all these targets, reclaim the level that we talked about here from Friday as well, etc. Okay, so basically just breaking structure with higher highs, higher lows, and flipping previous areas of resistances and broken support, and just flipping those as new support for pushes to the upside. TPO, so we did leave a poor high at the top of the RTH today. So this would be our first immediate target up, followed by 64.92, which was the high of the Monday day. And then this is the single prints I'm talking about off of this impulsive move on Friday, week before last. And this is right at that daily level, but we still have this 2 hourly levels on the way as well, as we discussed. Tick chart, it's not even worth looking at because you can see this is literally the entire tick profile for today. Remember, tick charts measure number of transactions, and when you have a holiday day with very low volumes, the 3000 tick charts that I normally use are going to look tiny. Like if I zoom out, this is the amount of candles in general that you would see on a regular trading hour session on the tick charts, and this is what we got today. So you can see just a huge difference. So let's just look at the 5 minute. So on the 5 minute, you can see we opened up with a gap up and immediately just started pushing up into the area of support that I talked about on Friday. Extended hour lows before we broke at the open and went right back there. You can see 1, 2, 3. So that was a nice triple drive reversal pattern up into this area. And then right here, this support level just failed. And then that gave us a run all the way down to the bottom edge of the Friday RTH high volume node. And then we ended up recovering, turning this resistance level to support and just filling back up. And eventually we just pretty much traded within the valley area of the extended hours, all in the regular trading hours. Now overnight we have opened, and you can see we just came to retest this same hourly level, the 64.66 level what we talked about. And we'll see tomorrow morning after the European Open where we are. But like I said, going here on the hourly, we know this is the range we're looking at. Very important levels, this two right here. So any pullbacks here is where I would really want to see bulls holding. And then for the upside, we have this. Let me actually just mark it off here on Sierra chart, coming off of the all-time high. So we have right there this downward trend line. So we will be looking for a strong breakout and then again targeting this previous swing high levels and coming up to the top edge of the node right here. And then NASDAQ weekly chart. Daily, we are still respecting the 23,424. However, you know, I'm not crazy about the fact that we just keep retesting it and we're now putting in lower highs on these candles. 4-hour chart. So you can see overall pretty sideways action again today on this short holiday day. Even though I have several low volume node areas, this is the main area we're looking at. So this low volume node edge here 23,300s. This will be the overall target, and we have the gap fill into the singles here as well. Okay, so this is the area that I'm looking for a push down. If we go into the hourly, you can see right here we are holding at this cuts in volumes, but overall this is the main area. This is the main edge down. So any strong hourly close through this hourly level, through this daily level, we're pretty much breaking through all the supports, and then we could look to turn this and then head down into this areas here. We do have the hourly level first, 23,368, and then the 23,320s down here at this bottom edge, and then we would have the next node. So overall here, let me clean this up. This is the very key area that we are watching, the low volume nodes in between two different separate high volume node areas on the higher time frames. Bullish scenario, we would need to break out of this highs, and then we would look to flip this area as support, and then we would have 23,582, 23,629 as our next targets on a move up to the upper edge of the node. Okay, overall not looking too strong at the moment, so just very key what happens around this level when we start the European session and if we're gonna push down. Weekly profiles, you can see here as well, very prominent area here of low volume nodes that we have all overlapping in these areas where we are now. So any strong break through this level, and we're looking at a fill down into these areas, pretty much filling up this impulsive move here. And then, we will be coming up into this area, which is the node that we talked about that's below. TPO, we fixed the port high already on NASDAQ from the regular trading hours, and this is the single prints we're talking about here. This level here still needs to be filled, and then below that, the hourly level right here off of the impulsive move on Friday of the week before last. Tick charts, again, no point in really looking at this one as we just have a tiny area today because of the holiday, but the 5-minute chart did give us a pretty wide range. Pushed up well out of the high volume node from Friday, and then we almost tested that hourly level. Then we reversed, and we pretty much spent the entire regular trading hours just sideways inside of the valley area from the extended hours. You can see we've opened tonight. We've already pushed down into this low volume node support that we are now holding and pushing. We're retesting VWAP right now. Any strong close through here, like I said, especially, if we get out of this node, then we could be looking at just a backwards test for the next two major targets down. Upside, we will need a strong close through the hourly level here, and then targeting highs from the overnight, weekly open, and then our next hourly and low volume node area on the higher time frames. Okay. Overall, both of them, not looking too good now at the moment. You can see pretty much we're looking at a descending triangle here on ES. So this is the area that has to hold on any tests. And then NASDAQ, similar thing. We have impulsive move down and a support level that just keeps getting pounced and pounced, and we're making lower swings each time. Okay, and let me actually put on the trend line here as well. So right there. Okay, so we'll see how we open tomorrow morning and then go from there. But we got the overall major high volume node areas to focus on. Okay, that's it. Thanks all for tuning in, and we'll talk again tomorrow.